We are doing Christmas cards tonight. It's a little bit late in the year, that's true. Actually, Christmas is just around the corner. And last year I've been a little bit more efficient, but well, I've started a new job and you know how things get all mad, and no matter how organized you are, sometimes you leave them to the last moment, but it doesn't really matter. I think in Romania we say it's the thought that matters, so here we are. I'm sending one card to one of Adrian's cousins now. We've done a lot of his cards, and then I'm going to do some of the cards that I don't know what the chance is to reach Romania in time, but that's okay. I'm just sending my good thoughts back to my friends and family there. As you can see, Adrian is the best organized of the two of us because he's got technology and everything around. He has a list with addresses and everything he needs, so he won't forget about anybody and has all the information. I have to admit that I sometimes write them up in 10 notebooks and then I struggle to find the right notebook with the addresses. But yeah, together I think we manage well because I'm the one with the words and he's the one with the technology. Well, which should I send to my parents? Well, I like these ones. Oh, there's a prize there, never mind. Very golden and elegant, but then thinking of them, maybe a traditional one will do as well. Maybe one with Santa Claus for my foster brothers. They're 16 now. Teenagers. What Christmas cards would teenagers like? Now that Adrian's left me to my vlogging, I want to tell you a story about Christmas cards. My very first connection to the UK was through Christmas cards because I had an auntie here. She was married to my grandmother's brother. It's a long story, but after the Second World War, people ended up here as prisoners of war in very different circumstances from all over Central and Eastern Europe. And both of my grandmother's older brothers, before the Second World War, they went to Hungary to try and find work. But long story short, Uncle Hans, how they called him, met my Auntie Betty while he was, yes, detained here in the UK after the war, as he worked for the German army. And you can imagine, Romania was a communist country behind the Iron Curtain, and we didn't see each other very much. So Auntie Betty will always send Christmas cards, and it was always one of the little joys of connecting with family that I had never met actually. The first time I met her was in 2011 when I moved to the UK due to a number of factors which I talked about in another vlog. And she was such an astonishing woman. She raised 8 children, and I think I will tell you her actual story in a future video because it's worth just giving it special attention. But here we go, Christmas cards, a connection between the UK and Romania over decades. I do love Christmas and I always loved it, but not for the commercial reasons like chocolate, presents and all the shopping centers brimming with new products and new clothes and all of that stuff. Well, maybe because I grew up in communist Romania and we didn't have any of this. We would get more chocolate and exotic fruit, other products that you wouldn't normally find in Romanian communist stores. But I come from a family of Christian priests. My great-grandfather was a priest. My grandfather was a vicar, and now my father is a retired priest. So you can imagine in our house, Christmas was always a Christian holiday. We had traditional carol singers at our front door, on our porch, the village children and the village choir as well. We always went to church on Christmas Day. And also in Romania, we usually had snow for this occasion as well. But because tonight is Christmas cards night, I will tell you about a very special drawer in my grandfather's house. As I already told you, he was a vicar. So you can imagine how many cards he got on such occasions, on all the Christian holidays, including Easter. He stashed them all the time in this big drawer in his lounge. Now as an adult, I wonder, did he do that because he wanted to keep them for real, from one year to the other and the other and the other? Or did he just keep them for me? Because I always went and looked for them. I was allowed to roam around them and use them for my collages and all sorts of artistic projects. And I was always preoccupied with more drawing or reading or cutting out things for whatever creative ideas I had as a child. I will show you our Christmas trees before ending today's video. Come around. We've got a light that is sensor-based. That's the little one that we have in the hallway. And we have the big one in the lounge. Come through. There's our Christmas tree. The main one in the lounge. I wanted to show you our Christmas trees because I'm quite proud of them this year. We bought a couple of new decorations, such as these silver roses, which actually remind me of Victorian times, and a couple of glass bubbles for the little one in the hallway. But for me, decorating the Christmas tree again has something to do with family. That day was quite special because my father and I always did the Christmas tree together. My mother and my brother weren't always that interested. Sometimes my brother would join, but I think also because he was quite little, he's 4 years younger than me, he got bored easily and he quit the job before it was finished. For me, though, it's a lovely, lovely memory because that day my father and I connected the most over the winter holidays, and I will always keep that with me. And my father has quite a gentle soul. He likes all sorts of little beautiful, pretty things. That is something that I think he and I have got in common. Anyway, I'm going to come back with another Christmas video. As you can already gather, I'm sure, it's a special time for me, not because it's big in shops or whatever, and yes, I do have all of these days off now, but it's always had something to do with family, with my Christian, let's say, heritage and all of the other cultural background that I really treasure. So until next Christmas vlog, ciao for now.